Everything's good. We are already live. Jennifer,
Perfect.
it's wonderful to meet you and to have this interview with you. This has been an amazing day for Sacred Hearts Rising and Sparks of Light. And I'm going to read your bio and then we'll talk about your role in your chapter in the book. Okay.
Perfect.
It says Jennifer is a child of God, a mother, wife, auntie, nana, digital business owner, co-author, child chauffeur, sports hustler, sideline cheerleader, chef, housekeeper, and you get the picture. With a blended family, she puts her heart into her family. She currently resides on acreage just outside of Grand Prairie with her family, 2 dogs and 3 cats. With a passion for helping others, Jennifer inspires and motivates family to spend more time together through her business and everyday life. Jennifer and her husband started their digital business in the spring of 2018 and have helped numerous people learn how to have time freedom to live life on their own terms. Jennifer hopes that by sharing her story, she'll help others share theirs as well. Learn more by going to www.jx2grenier.com. Very good. And then you can also follow her on Facebook. Jennifer, that's a lot of interesting things you do there, but the thing, the wearing of the many hats.
Yeah, as most mothers do.
Yes, it's a kind of a role we take on, don't we?
Yes.
So tell us share the story of what motivated you to write a chapter for this and how it's impacted you.
So it originally started, I was reflecting back on things that had happened to me in my younger years. And I wanted to be able to share that with other people because during that time, I felt alone. Even though I was surrounded by so many people, I felt alone and I didn't really know how to reach out to people. I was quite young when my chapter, I'll share that. It was basically the time from 13 to 30, so I was quite young when it started. And I didn't really have the resources to reach out to people. So I wanted to be able to share that with others, that there is resources for people to reach out and ask for help, to know that they're not alone. And I didn't know how it was going to transpire. I didn't know where I was going to be able to share my story, like what platform, or if I was going to write a book on my own, how that was going to transpire. But I just kept putting it out there that I wanted to share my story. And then that's when Sacred Hearts Rising was introduced to me through Elizabeth. And then I reached out to Brenda, and then that's how it all started.
That's awesome. So through this process, in your sharing your story, we know that many times it's quite emotional to actually put pen to paper and or start tapping those keys to craft that story. What was that journey like for you?
Well, it was basically going back and reliving parts of it to really put it to get it from your head onto the piece of paper. You have to go back and you have to really feel that, to have that emotion there, to have that rawness there, to be able to, even though I've shared my story with, close friends and family and stuff like that, but to really put it from your heart and your head onto that paper, it brings up emotions that you didn't really realize that were there. And throughout the process, it was a year ago that we wrote our stories, or I personally wrote two, and over the past year, it kind of comes in waves. It's like, okay, yeah, things are getting good, and I wrote it and I put it out there, and this is healing, and then it's like, oh, there's a little something that kind of stirs the pot and brings up those emotions again. But leading up to this day here, I feel so much weight lifted off. Right. I feel free. I feel like now I am able to move forward and put that to rest. Like no longer. I was no longer living that story, but it's been put to rest. That part of that journey has been healed.
It sets you free, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. And I think that also to and especially in a time where we're massively worldwide going through a lot of change,
Exactly.
families are spending much more time together right now.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of parents that never spent this much time with their children, let
That's
alone,
right.
oftentimes even as couples. So it's a time of reflection, and it's a time of if it's used right, instead of maybe freaking out over what is happening, but
Yeah.
use the time in a productive way to
Yeah.
reflect and to grow as a person. And
Yeah.
what better time than now?
I agree with you 100%. I actually just did a video um, on one of my other pages here a little while ago, and it basically just stated the same thing. Our life's purpose and reflection on taking this time to really, dig deep into yourself and find your purpose and work on things that you didn't have the time to before and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because it's all a healing journey, right? If you so choose. I mean, not everybody wants to go down that path because it takes strength and courage to make those steps.
It does. It really does. And what is beautiful is that you did, and look at the group of individuals that have shared, and from so many
Yeah,
different kinds of stories, and yet all are surrounded with a certain amount of trauma, a certain amount of discovery,
yeah,
kind of going inward to search. And what better
yeah,
time can we lead by example than by sharing our
exactly.
stories at a time like this?
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Um, it's the people that we've met or that I've met through Sacred Hearts Rising, um, they're amazing people and their stories matter just like everyone else. And I mean, we got to start somewhere. So if this is a platform that we can start with, then let's do it.
Yes, it's wonderful. So tell us about your digital business. What do you do?
Um, what we do is we do some marketing and we just share with people. We teach them how to basically leverage the internet and be able to spend more time at home and with our families, travel, do what you want because our business runs virtually anywhere we go. So that's just what we do, and that's actually how I met Elizabeth was through our business, and um, we came into contact, and then she shared with me Sacred Hearts Rising. It's just a beautiful way to utilize the technology that we have in front of us and network marketing and being able to connect with people globally. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Well, you have a special gift to share with the world, and thank you for doing
Thank
that.
you. Thank
So,
you.
for anybody that's listening, can you think of just one nugget that you would hope that somebody reading your chapter in the book would walk away with?
Um, to get out of your head and to move into your heart, to really feel that and know that it's okay. It's okay to feel those emotions. It's okay to move forward in life and not feel stuck. Um, if we keep reliving the same patterns all the time, we're never going to be able to grow. So that's basically what I did. I got out of my head and into my heart because I noticed that the patterns were repeating itself, and that's why my cycle, the period from 13 to 30, was just kept repeating itself. And until I
Hmm.
was ready to make that change for myself, it wasn't going to happen.
Right.
So I had to move out of my head and into my heart for it to happen. And it was a beautiful transformation.
That's beautiful. Yes, it is a journey as well. And
Yeah.
yes, there are sometimes triggers that can come up that kind of you think you're completely through it, and yet just knowing what and being aware and
Yeah.
watching for the signs and catch those signs before they
Yeah.
come into a full blown where you have just kind of feel like you're starting all over again. But
And it takes work. I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight, and you don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, okay, I have this all figured out. That's not the way it works. It takes work. but the work is wonderful if your heart is in it.
Well, if your heart's in it, and the beautiful part about this is that you can surround yourself with wonderful people too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The people are amazing because you need the support and the people around you. You can't do it alone.
No.
That's the way I felt for a long period of time, and that's why I was feeling such too. So once I found the support and the community that was there to support me, that's when it started. That's when it all started.
It's pretty amazing. Well, thank you so much for having the courage to share your story, for the light that you bring to the world. And for those that are listening, be sure and pick up a copy. The Kindle version right now is 99 cents. In both United States and Canada, we are best-selling authors. We haven't hit number one, but I don't think it's because we haven't hit number one. I think Amazon's been really slow today. And I know with this season we're living in, with what's going on there, Amazon themselves are inundated, so that might be a factor. But pick up a copy and be sure and really take the time to enjoy the reading of it. It's an excellent book, and I absolutely love that cover.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a pleasant evening.
Pleasant evening.
You too.
Thank you.